In today's lecture of biological classification, we are starting with the new part of protozoan protist, and that is Sarcodina or amoeboid protozoans. That is amoeboid protozoans, or they are known as Sarcodina. Either you can say the amoeboid protozoans are there, or you can say about them as a Sarcodina is there. Firstly, as we discussed in the flagellated protozoans, first we have to discuss about the general characters for Sarcodina, and then we will discuss about the individuals like amoeba, entamoeba, pelomyxa. These are the various examples under the particular amoeboid protozoans. Now, these amoeboid protozoans are free living. They are either free living or they are either free living or they might be parasitic, or you can say parasitic. Means they are freely living their life, otherwise they live as a parasite in some of the organisms. Now where they found? They are found in fresh water or marine water, or they are also there in the muddy areas. They are found in fresh water, either they are found in salt or marine water, and also in muddy areas also. Means they are there in the muddy areas also. So they are not to be considered as purely aquatic. They are not to be considered as purely aquatic. Means not, they are not 100% aquatic, because they are found in muddy areas also. It is there in muddy areas also. So the mixture of the soil and the water type of the sticky type of the area is called as the muddy area. So they are not to be considered as completely marine, but they are there in water also, they are there in the soil also. They can be uninucleated or multinucleated. They can be uninucleated or multinucleated also. Uninucleated, we have an example of amoeba, and the multinucleated, we have an example of the pelomyxa. Here, uninucleated, example of uninucleated is amoeba. Amoeba is the example which is the uninucleated is there, and the other example is of the multinucleated is pelomyxa. Is the pelomyxa. So the pelomyxa is, so the example of multinucleated is the pelomyxa. It's having locomotion or the locomotory structure as a pseudopods, or they have pseudopodia for locomotion. They have pseudopodia for locomotion. Pseudo means fake and podia means legs. Means they have not true legs, but there is a formation of fake leg is there, and due to that it is to be considered as pseudopodia. Reproduction is asexual and sexual also. Reproduction is of two types. Reproduction is asexual and the sexual also. Now, which type of the asexual and sexual reproduction is there? Asexual reproduction is of the types like binary fission or multiple fission, like binary fission, then multiple fission. These are the different types of division in pseudopodias, or you can say the amoeboid protozoans. And there is one more type that is called sexual reproduction type, and that is syngamy. That is by syngamy in pelomixen. Sexual is by the method. We will discuss in that case when we discuss about this pelomixa, means by syngamy in the pelomixa. Okay, so this one is the different types. This one is the different types of the particular. This one is the different particular types of reproduction in protozoan amoeboids. Okay, so these are the few characteristics that they are free living or they are parasitic. They found in fresh water or they are found in marine water also, and they are also to be found there in muddy areas also. They can be uninucleated or they can be multinucleated also. Example of uninucleated is an amoeba, means having only one nucleus. There is a multinucleated organism also like pelomixa, have so many nucleus. There is a locomotory organ as a pelomixa, as a pseudopodia is there, means the fake leg is there, as well as asexual and the sexual reproduction is there. Asexual reproduction is by binary fission and by the multiple fission, and the sexual reproduction is by the process of syngamy. Okay, so these are about the particular general characters. Now we have to talk about the examples. Now we have to talk about the examples of amoeboid protozoas. In that case, first we discuss amoeba proteus. The first example that we discuss, that is amoeba proteus. This one is the scientific name of amoeba. This one is the scientific name of amoeba, which is termed as amoeba proteus. Now, first of all, the shape of this amoeba, means we can say the body shape. The body shape of amoeba is irregular. It is irregular in shape, means this kind of the irregular shape is there. There is no particular type of the shape. But here at the extremities there is a found of this particular type of the leg-like structure, which is called pseudopodia. So these are the pseudopodias. These are the pseudopodias. Okay, so this is the shape of the body, that irregular shape. There is a presence of one nucleus. There is a presence of a single nucleus. So this one is the nucleus. So you can say it is uninucleated. It is uninucleated, means well defined one nucleus is there. They are found in fresh water. This amoeba proteus is found in fresh water. This FW means it's there in the fresh water. Now there is a presence of two types of the cytoplasm. There is at the periphery or at the outer side of the amoeba, there is a presence of cytoplasm, as well as the inner side of the organism is also having the cytoplasm. Means the complete cytoplasm is divided into two parts. The cytoplasm is divided into two parts. The outer cytoplasm and the inner cytoplasm is also there. So you can see the easy difference between these two types of cytoplasm. You are easily able to distinguish between these two cytoplasm. So means here is the presence of outer thick cytoplasm, and in the inner side it's a inner thin cytoplasm. There is a presence of two types of the cytoplasm. The outer one is the thick cytoplasm and the inner one is the thin cytoplasm is there. Okay, so the outer thick cytoplasm is known as gel. It is known as gel, and the inner thick is known as soul. The inner thin is known as soul. So the outer cytoplasm is known as thick cytoplasm, or it's known as gel, but the inner one is to be considered as the thin cytoplasm, and it is called soul. Now both cytoplasms are interconverted. Both cytoplasm, they are interconverted. They are interconverted, means outer thick cytoplasm, when as and when required, convert into the thin cytoplasm, and the thin cytoplasm is also having ability to convert into the outer thick type of the cytoplasm. Means they both are interconnected. So means there is a presence of this kind of the structure, as well as there is a presence of one special type of structure which is called contractile vacuole. So suppose this one is the contractile vacuole. Now what is the function of this contractile vacuole? This contractile vacuole is responsible for, or it helps in osmoregulation. It helps in osmoregulation. This contractile vacuole is going to help in the regulation of osmolarity. Now what is osmolarity? Suppose amoeba is going to travel from fresh water to the marine water. Then the salinity of the water is going to change. What happens? The salinity of the water is going to be changed. So in that case, this contractile vacuole helps the organism to maintain its osmolarity. Okay, so this one is the important thing is there. As well as the outermost periphery is of the plasma membrane. What is that? That was the plasma membrane, and that plasma membrane is made up of what? The plasma membrane is made up of protein and phospholipid. It is made up of protein and the phospholipid. Plasma membrane is made up of protein as well as the phospholipid. Okay, so both these cytoplasms are there, both are internal. Now, what about the reproduction? There is only asexual reproduction. There is only asexual reproduction by binary fission. By what? By the process of binary fission. Now what happens? There is only asexual reproduction is there, and the mode of reproduction is only the binary fission. Now what is that binary fission? That suppose this one is the amoeba is there, then it is going to be divided into the two parts in any particular direction. It is not particularly fixed, but either this or that one, or whatever is the way, it's going to be divided into these two parts. So one adult, this one is the adult amoeba, it gives birth to the two daughter amoeba. These are the two daughter amoeba. They again grow, both of them are going to grow, and they again divide by the binary fission. So due to this particular property, they are to be considered as immortal. So due to that, there is no natural death of amoeba, and due to that, it is known as immortal. Due to that, it is to be considered as immortal. So this one is the good particular property. This one is the good particular property. Okay, so this one is the first particular property. This one is the first particular property of division, that is by binary fission of the asexual reproduction, as well as it sometimes by multiple fission. It sometimes divide by multiple fission. It sometimes divide by the multiple fission, and this particular process is known as sporulation. This particular process is known as sporulation. As well as, if these are the two processes, if the amoeba is there in favorable condition, if amoeba suffer from any unfavorable condition, then during unfavorable condition it converts into the encystment. So during unfavorable condition, there is a encystment is seen. Means it is going to come into the round shape, and surrounding them there is a formation of the cyst. There is a cyst formation is going to be takes place. So there is this kind of the cyst is going to form. That is called encystment. So this is This is the amoeba proteus. This one is what? This one is the amoeba proteus is there. Okay, so this one is the first example that we have gone through. Now we have to discuss about few more examples. Now we have to discuss about few more examples, and in that case, now we take the second example, and that is Pelomyxa. So now is the second example, that is Pelomyxa. Okay, now what is Pelomyxa? Pelomyxa is also known as giant amoeba. This Pelomyxa is also known as the giant amoeba, as well as it is multi-nucleated. As well as it is multi-nucleated is there. Why it is called multi-nucleated? Because there is the presence of 100 to 1000 nuclei per cell. Means every individual amoeba is having 100 to 1000 nuclei is there. It shows sexual reproduction. It shows sexual reproduction. Now, this sexual reproduction is only there. This type of sexual reproduction, and this particular sexual reproduction that we already discussed over here, that is the syngamy is there, which is the peculiarity of Pelomyxa. Means only in Sarcodina this sexual reproduction is by the syngamy, and it is only in Pelomyxa, in Sarcodina. Means in all the Sarcodinas example, this Pelomyxa is the only which shows sexual reproduction by syngamy. This one is the only example. This one is the only example of Sarcodina which shows sexual reproduction by syngamy. Okay, so this one is the second example. Now the third example is Olocantha. The third example is Olocantha. Now what is Olocantha? Olocantha is very famous for it is having a maximum number of chromosomes in this particular. It is having a maximum number of chromosomes. Now that how many number? That is 12 is equal to 1600. 12 is equal to 1600 number of chromosomes are there. This one is to be considered as the largest number of chromosomes in animals. This one is to be considered as the largest number of chromosomes in animals. Why? Because it's a protozoan protist, and protozoans are to be considered as, and why it is due to that? Because the protozoans are considered as animals, and due to that it is to be considered as the largest number of chromosomes with the animal. Okay, so this is the three examples that we discussed under the amoeboid protist. This is not only the three examples that we have to discuss. We have to still discuss about few more, that is Entamoeba histolytica and Entamoeba gingivalis is also there. So we discuss the fourth one, that is Entamoeba gingivalis. This Entamoeba gingivalis is the fourth example of the amoeboid protozoans. This Entamoeba gingivalis is commonly known as mouth amoeba. It is commonly known as the mouth amoeba. Why it is to be termed as mouth amoeba? This amoeba is known as mouth amoeba. So the reason is why it is considered as the mouth amoeba, because it's found in mouth. It's to be found in mouth. Now where it's found in the tartars of teeth. It's found in tartar of the teeth. Means at the joining of the gums and the space between the teeth, there is a presence of this Entamoeba gingivalis. This is the Entamoeba gingivalis. This Entamoeba gingivalis is responsible for the aggravates of the disease, and that particular disease is pyorrhea. That is called as the pyorrhea. It aggravates disease pyorrhea. Means in this particular disease, the gums or the joining part of the teeth is going to become swollen and it starts to bleed. In pyorrhea, what happens? Gum becomes swollen and it starts to bleed. It starts to bleed, or the bleeding from the gums, and there is a swelling of the gums, and the bleeding from the gums is also to be considered as gingivitis. It is also known as gingivitis. It is also known as gingivitis. But here the important thing or the important point to be considered is this particular Entamoeba gingivalis is aggravates the pyorrhea or the pyorrhea. Means this Entamoeba gingivalis is not the causative agent. मतलब कि उसके कारण ये डिसीज होता नहीं है. ये क्या है? ये उसको एग्रीवेट करता है. मतलब कि जिसको पायोरिया हुआ है उसके कांटेक्ट में अगर Entamoeba gingivalis आता है तो वो उसको और ज्यादा बढ़ाता है. मतलब कि वो रीजन नहीं है होने का, बट वो उसको बढ़ाता है. वो उसको क्या करता है? बढ़ाता है. उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. किसके लिए? तो इसको बढ़ाने के लिए ये जो है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. ठीक है. सो दिस आर द 4 एग्जांपल दैट वी डिस्कस्ड अंडर द टाइटल ऑफ amoeboid protozoa. Still we have to discuss one more, that is Entamoeba histolytica. But that Entamoeba histolytica that we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so till here we discussed amoeba proteus, that is normal amoeba, Pelomyxa, Holocantha, and the Entamoeba gingivalis is there. So these are the 4 examples of the protozoans of amoeboid category. In next lecture, we again start with the 5th example of the amoeboid protozoans, that is Entamoeba histolytica, and then we will discuss about few more types of the protozoan protists. Till that, stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.